The time has come to choose your successor.
But I am the Dragon Warrior.
Sorry, but you don't have any Dragon Warrior.
All of China will kneel before my great power. And I will not stop until I have the Kung Fu of all masters. You can't defeat me.
Let's dance.
I am every opponent you've ever faced. It is time to take the next step on your journey.
You finally met your match, Chameleon. Skadoosh. I mean, it's disturbing, but it's awesome. Stand back. I'm gonna kick my butt.
Aloha. This is Trinidad the Islandman, your Islandman, coming to you live once again from beautiful Hawaii here on the island of Oahu, bringing you, yes you, the best movie reviews on the entire island of Oahu. And yes, this is Trinidad the Islandman, your Islandman. And last night, opening weekend of the new Jack Black Awkwafina film. Yes, Jack Black is back in Kung Fu Panda Part 4. Hiya! And, well, remember our rating scale? Shock a thumbs up. It's good to see. I recommend it. Shock a thumbs down. It's junk. I don't recommend it. And for Kung Fu Panda Part 4 with Jack Black, Awkwafina, Dustin Hoffman returns as Sifu in the most challenging, toughest, fight that Po has got to face. Pretty much having to fight all his former villains again from all the previous movies. It is overall a shock a thumbs up. This movie brings back that feel of the original, which is the one that I loved the most. Honestly, it's the only one that I ever loved. I didn't like Part 2, I didn't like Part 3, but Part 4 brings it back home to Part 1. Basically focusing all on Po once again and his struggle. In this case, in the first one, it was to become the Dragon Warrior. In this one, it's how he struggles to become something else other than the Dragon Warrior. Having finally, in this movie, totally mastered being the Dragon Warrior, being the unstoppable, powerful hero that he had always dreamed he could be and wanted to be from Part 1. He is totally in this one, defending the Valley of Peace and his people from any threats that come up. The movie starts off with a fantastic action scene as Kung Fu Panda battles this evil manta ray that's eating some citizens of a port village, but also quickly moves into, with Dustin Hoffman's character returning as the wise Sifu, to let him know that having achieved the level that he is, the top level, is time for him to continue his ascent to basically philosopher, teacher, etc., and pass on the mantle of the Dragon Warrior. But of course, which Po has no desire to do, having achieved, not just greatness. He's not, he's not selfish in the title. I mean, he does enjoy the popularity, the notoriety of it. But Sifu, in his wisdom, sees that Po is meant for greater and greater things, that he's not to be stagnant at this level of just the Dragon Warrior. And it's time for him to pass on the mantle and to continue his path of ascension. Like all great masters do, basically becoming, having been the master, now becoming the teacher and raising up the next generation of fighters. Which, is no surprise. If you look at the trailer, pretty much it's going to be Awkwafina, because that's the only co-star he's with in this one. He does go through a short selection process of other masters that it could be. But once he sees and fights with Awkwafina, he can see, the heart and the soul that she carries, her character, the fox, Jan the fox, to basically become the next dragon warrior, without too much more spoilers. But the enemy that they must face is called the Chameleon, played by Viola Davis. And who else would make such a great, fantastic villain? Viola Davis from the Suicide Squad, from Punisher, not Punisher, but Luke Cage, the sister of Cottonmouth, herself, Black Mariah, Viola Davis playing the Chameleon. And as a chameleon, she can take on the form of all the past villains that Poe has fought. All the great martial artists that he's defeated. He must now face to face the chameleon's face, once again in Kung Fu Panda 4. However, as it is discovered, although she can mimic their appearances, she lacks their kung fu prowess, their martial arts ability. But having said that, we can easily see what her desire is, and that is to get the Staff of Wisdom, that jade staff that you see Poe carrying in many of the trailers, that opens up the spirit world so that she can get the spirits of the past former martial artists and steal their abilities, thus her shape-shifting abilities to mimic their appearance, and now their techniques easily become one, and she becomes quite formidable that even possibly the Dragon Warrior cannot defeat. No spoilers here, but you'll have to go ahead and check it out. With Awkwafina returning with Jack Black once again, not teaming up since Jumanji Part 2. Their comedy, their chemistry is fabulous in this. And, Awkwafina not being a stranger to animation, having done several, that coyote thief movie where she played a snake, where she played the dragon in that Disney movie. I can't remember what it was called, but she did fabulous in those, and she does fabulous in this one. And the comedy pairing between the two, Jack Black and Awkwafina, was once again reminiscent of Jumanji Part 2, another hit with them, and basically it just pretty much rekindles this franchise, Kung Fu Panda, which I was afraid of had exhausted its flame and been extinguished with the terrible Part 2 and Part 3. But it takes both of them to take on the Chameleon with her renewed power and abilities of all the great martial artists throughout the spirit world of the past that Poe had defeated before, but never fighting all at once, as he has to do in this movie. So action, comedy, laughs, lessons, life lessons, once again, reminiscent of, what made the first Kung Fu Panda great, is all seen in this movie, Part 4. Check it out, however, whenever you can. Strong shaka thumbs up. You won't be disappointed. All right, mahalo and aloha.